sometimes. Something about the world ain't right. The darkness lives in plain sight. In the ether, adjust your eyes. There are those that have no clue. You give them hints, they just stare at you. Most could live in Plato's cave, watching.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is a spontaneous show with Lynne Scott Haggerman. She's back. We've been trying to set this up. Just, things happen. It's summer. There's amazing weather up here in the Northwest in the summer, and I'm trying to do as much as I can. And so I thought, let's do this now instead of waiting for a couple days. And we're going to be talking about people that are athletes. My mom's at the stage where she is considering another knee replacement. And so I asked Lynne about that. We're going to be covering options to not have to do that, and the water machine that's coming out. So Lynne Scott Haggerman, welcome back to Truth Stream. It's an honor to have you here.
Oh, it's an honor to be here. This is going to be so much fun. I love these spontaneous things, Joe. They are more fun than when we plan them. Who knows what we're going to say, but it's going to be exciting.
Exactly. Well, yeah, yesterday I had a show on censorship with Mel Carmine. It got a little spicy. Mel is he's a New Yorker. He swears a lot. So this is going to be a little bit more, I guess, professional. Well, the censorship, what people don't understand, I could plan a show and promote it for weeks, and the numbers are about the same. It just doesn't matter. I can do everything possible, and it just really doesn't matter most of the time. Now, if there's certain shows and Rumble promotes them, then it can get more viewers. But aside from that, it just doesn't matter what time of day we go or any of that stuff. So, but that being said, let's start out with, that you do marathons, and let's start off with information on that, and then we'll lead into how to help people with their joints and cartilage rebuilding and things like that. So where should we start with? I suppose that'd be the X49 patch, but where do you want to take it?
Yeah, so when it comes to sports performance, our X39 patch is always foundational, and because it does a little bit of everything. But the X49 patch, and I have the sleeve here, this is specifically for athletic performance. And all of our patches look the same. Round, little flat like a Band-Aid, like a sticker. And so this is the X49, and it will enhance athletic performance. It will build muscle faster, you will lose fat faster, and you will have a lot more strength and stamina. And as a marathoner, stamina is the name of the game. Now, I have done marathons way before the patches, but I will tell you this, the very first month I started the patches, as a runner, I was able to take a solid minute off my mile pace. And that is physically impossible. I have a sports nutritionist that I see once a month. She does a pinch test for muscle and fat, and we plan accordingly. I have a running coach. I see him every 3 weeks, and he's also a physical trainer. And so he's involved. And I have a personal trainer because I also do weightlifting. And they all said, taking a minute off your mile just by putting a sticker on is impossible. Normally you have to adjust your food and do all kinds of hill sprints and all kinds of things, but until LifeWave.
Wow. And and I'm, like I said, you've been at this for about 1.5 years. I'm about 2 months in, and what was great was when we had Bishop Jim on last time. He said that it took him about 3 to 4 months to really start feeling something. I am sleeping better from the sleeping patch, but the other stuff I'm still figuring it out. I'm on a cocktail of different products that we offer on the show. So for me, the real test, I suppose, is listening to you and Jim. People have been on it, and then if I can keep my mom off of getting her second knee replaced. It's like we were just at the doctor's last week, and there's going to be a brace that they're trying out, but because part of her knee, it's bone on bone, more on the left side, the outside part of her knee, and so it's just a little. We're apprehensive because the knee that she's had replaced doesn't feel great either. So what is the protocol for helping keep someone out of knee replacement surgery? And you were talking about one of the people, the Mascaris that introduced you, I believe, to LifeWave, or that's higher up in the company or been there longer. Let's hear about that, because that's really, really interesting to me. And I think many out there that might be in the same situation.
Let me just share testimonies, although I will also share what our inventor, David Schmidt, said. So Robin Mascari, whom the Mascaris and have in prior businesses, Joe, they're at the very top of the Live Younger team that Joe and Scott and I are on. And when they first started with LifeWave, Robin was getting ready to have knee surgery. She had bone on bone, which is excruciating. And if a person has not had that, it's absolutely excruciating. You can't walk, you can't sit, you can't stand. Everything you do, is nonstop pain. And the Western medical profession, their only solution is surgery. So Robin was not looking forward to surgery when a friend of hers said, try these patches. And she looked at it and like most people, it's like, this can help with that problem. And she wore the patches, and I'll have you know, she didn't have to have surgery. And the reason why is her cartilage regrew. Now, the inventor, David Schmidt, he has talked before about how the patches will regrow cartilage, and it's a combination. We have a patch called glutathione, and it's worn on the outside of the knee. And then we have a patch called AEON, AEON, and that's worn on the inside of the knee.
Okay. So those work together. So can you tell us more about what Robin, how soon was, you may or may not know some of these questions, I don't know. But
sure,
she was about to have to get surgery, and then she did this protocol, and she's doing much better, it sounds like.
Yes. So it took a few months. So this is not like a McDonald's fix, because, and I want to say this in compliance, when we use, and I'll back up too, we have over 200 patents, the majority of which will say that our patches create stem cells, enhance stem cells. But in order to be in compliance with the FDA, I need to say that is in conjunction with Cellergize, which is our new supplement that we have out. That's a powder that you drink, you put in water, and every supplement that enhances stem cells is in this product. So when used in conjunction with the patches, it's like nirvana, you're in heaven. And lots of testimonies on the Cellergize, but I mentioned that specifically so I can say that our patches enhance stem cells, and then I can be in compliance when I say that.
Right.
And so it takes a while for stem cells to be enhanced. It took, how many years for our bodies to get in the condition that they're in. And we're used to a Western medicine protocol where you pop a pain pill and the pain stops, but that doesn't fix the problem. And what we're after is fix the problem. And the only solution Western medicine has is surgery. Sometimes it's needed, but there could be alternatives. And so whenever Robin started the patches, it regrew the cartilage after a few months, and she did not have to have surgery. And there are several other people too. I'm sure your audience knows Michael Jaco and his manager, Jen, who signed him up for the patches. So, Michael is directly my upline, directly above me, and Jen is his manager. Same thing with her. She had horrific knee pain. It was going bone on bone. And she started using this exact protocol, glutathione on the outside of the knee, AEON, spelled AEON, on the inside of the knee. And she, months later, the pain was gone. She didn't need surgery. Now, I will say this, though, too. We're talking athletic performance also. It's not a sit in your recliner and watch the cartilage grow type of thing either.
Right.
People need
Of
to stay
course.
active. And so Jen, for example, the pain was so bad, she started doing swimming, because swimming is very easier to move joints and to move your body. And I would recommend that for anyone with joint pain, because that's a much easier way on the body to exercise. But the Eon patch specifically, that's an anti-inflammatory. And we need the inflammation down for the stem cells to get to the body part that needs to be fixed.
Wow. Well, that's good to hear, because I mean, it's confronting, especially, my mom had her other knee replaced. It's been about 10 years. So, and obviously now she's closer to 80, so that's a little confronting as well. And, it's hard. I imagine it's hard on the body to have these knees and these hips replaced, that Western medicine is so, it's so normalized now. So no, this is a great option. There's another question that I had. It escaped me, but we can, that'll come back to me. I believe. Can you also talk about? I know that there's a new water machine, and some people, they might just be able to do the patches, and then some people might be able to do more. But for those that might be interested in the water machine, if you can talk about that. And then when that's coming out, that would be wonderful as well.
Yeah, so the water machine is already being released this month, because it was just released from production. First, it's going to be sold to the people within the company, starting at the highest levels based on performance. People can purchase one at a time, and it will come down the ranks. So, which is why we encourage people to get signed up. It's slated to be available to the public by the end of October. And what this water machine does, I call it the Genesis water machine. Now, nobody, Joe, asked me my opinion when they named it. So it's not being called Genesis water, but that's what I would call it. And I'll tell you why. I was at the 20th convention of 20th anniversary convention in Dallas last October, and David Schmidt, the inventor of, it's called X20 water machine, he explained what he did. And your audience is going to love this. He was in prayer, and God told him to read the book of Genesis, the story of creation. And David Schmidt's a scientist, an inventor. He's a scientist. And God showed him, so he understands gematria. And God, he took gematria, applied it to the creation story, and he invented a metal never before seen on planet Earth. It is now on the periodics metal table. Well, so, yeah, this is a big deal. This is this is not just water. This is, we're going kind of space age here.
So, what is the metal composed of different, like how? Wow, that would be. We might have to have him on the show at some point.
Yes, I mean that would be awesome if we did, if we could, and we'll figure that out. You'd love to hear from him. He's an amazing man. So he invented a metal never before on planet Earth, using the gematria code from the book of Genesis, the creation story, and it's now on our periodics element table. It is in the water machine. So what happens is you can use absolutely any water. It's the size of a Keurig, a little bit bigger than a Keurig, 35 pounds. And it has two, and it kind of looks like a Keurig, 2 water wells on either side. You can use any water. It doesn't have to be special water. And it takes 45 minutes to make a glass of water through the X20. And
I have not heard that.
Oh, yeah. Because it's going through a special. So our inventor only does the best of the best, period, the end. And if anything slips, like in manufacturing, a supplier, he'll pull products off the market. He doesn't hesitate. It's the best of the best, or we don't go at all. So he hired the best of the best filtration company, the internal workings of the machine. It's stainless steel. It's going to last forever, kind of a concept, the best of the best. And when the water goes through the filtration process and where this new metal, never before on planet Earth is, the water gets infiltrated with 6 waves of light. So light is infused in the water. This is never, there's nothing in the world like this. Nothing. There's water machines that maybe put oxygen in. I mean, this is like totally like nothing else, period. So frequencies, 6 different frequencies, rays of light that go directly into the water. So when you drink it, you're drinking light, literally. And so the light is then hitting our stem cells, and the miracles that I'm hearing are off the chart. And you probably have a couple questions, but when you're ready, I'll share the one that David Schmidt shared.
Now, when you say, do you have, because I was going to pull up some, but I didn't log in on the right browser for whatever reason, probably because of how quickly we jumped in. Do you have any footage or video or anything that you have at the ready for that, or what were you going to go over?
Not at the ready. I was going to just quote what he said from,
okay.
From
Go ahead with that,
yeah.
And I'll see if I have something that I saved in here.
So this is his story, and so it's a beautiful, amazing story. To back up just a bit, another invention that he has is drones. He's an inventor. So he's invented drones that will go for humanitarian efforts into disaster areas to deliver food, supply, medicine where people can't be reached. So he was working on his drone project, had a scientist come in that was supposed to do something. Scientist was 60 years old, walked in day one, he was supposed to work. And he said, Mr. Schmidt, I'm sorry, I cannot work. My hands, the arthritis debilitating, they're frozen. He said, both of my hands are completely frozen. He said, they will not move. This is what the doctors say I will have for the rest of my life. He said, my wife has to care for my basic needs. He was humiliated as a man. His life as he knew it had come to a complete end. And he was very, very depressed, as you can imagine. But he came in personally out of the respect for David Schmidt to tell him, exactly why not. And David Schmidt said, come with me. So the guy followed him in. So the guy followed him into David Schmidt's office. And first he set him down and had him drink a glass or 2 of water, because that helps our products. It helps the stem cells to get through the body easier when we're not dehydrated. And then he put patches on his wrist, on his hands, and he put the X39, which again is our foundational patch. And then he also put the Aeon, AEON, which is our anti-inflammatory. And he put both those patches on, and he gave the man a glass of water. And a few seconds later, his hands were fine. Everything was fine. Everything was fine. And no pain. No pain, normal movement, as if it never happened. Depression gone instantly, because, and I have goosebumps head to toe while I tell it.
Because that was causing the depression, was the inability to.
Right. Yes. Well, in the humiliation, for a man, if you don't have the use of your hands, imagine the things that your lovely wife would have to help you with. Very,
that's.
Yeah, just debilitating.
Yeah, no, I totally got what you're saying.
Humiliating.
That's awful.
And so depressed, and of course his life's work, clearly a very intelligent man. He wouldn't be working on drones as a scientist. And like that, his life turned around, and people are seeing results in seconds. And it's used in conjunction with the patches. So it's not like a one-off on its own. It's everything that David Schmidt makes is very synergistic, that the products work together. And so combination of the patches and the water, it changed this man's life. And there are all kinds of testimonies about this that people are just whispering to each other, because it's, their stories or testimonies. We can't make medical claims, and,
right.
But I'll tell you, like, this is a story. This is just a story. I'm going to start out saying this. This is a story that I heard from some friends in LifeWave. So the inventor gave the patches and the water to 20 people with terminal illnesses, and now they don't. So
Wow.
I'm just saying stories. I'm not making medical claims, promises, guarantees. I'm sharing stories, and there's going to be more to come. So it's I have goosebumps head to toe. Our inventor is a humanitarian, and I will tell you this too because the children are near and dear to our heart, Joe, as well as your audience. These drones I was telling you about, they have the ability, and this is just, again, I'm just sharing stories. You're not going to see this written. I'm just sharing stories. They have the ability to go in where children are being harmed and put the perpetrators to sleep so that law enforcement can easily come and rescue the children. So this
But
is our
with the, do you say with the drones?
drones. Yes, that is another purpose for the drones. So we're involved in an amazing, astounding company that our inventor has a humanitarian heart, and his goal is to help
Wow.
humanity live long and strong and well. Um, Matter of fact, Star Trek is his favorite show. Our whole new corporate office is Star Trek. He hired the guy who did all the Star Trek sets, and he did our corporate office. So yeah, live.
Really?
Oh yeah, live long and prosper. I mean, David Schmidt loves Star Trek. At the convention in Dallas, he invented a hologram machine where, like at Star Trek, the beam me up Scotty thing. So
Sure.
he has a hologram box, and and he can stay in his home and beam himself anywhere and around the world for meetings, and he'll ship that hologram box, and you'll think he's in person. He'll be in the box. It looks like one of those old telephone booths like in London. That's like the size of it. So in Dallas last year at the 20th year anniversary convention, he beamed in Bill Shatner. It was the craziest thing. It's just the craziest thing to watch. And so you could swear William Shatner was on that stage in Dallas, just talking, communicating, like in this hologram box. And he was not. I have no idea
Wow.
where he was. But yeah, live long and prosper. That is our inventor. He's been studying lobsters because lobsters never die. That is his goal. This is what, we're all talking about the truthers, this med bed. I'm here to tell you guys, LifeWave, I call it the wearable med bed. This is what we have now. And he's been studying lobsters. The only time a lobster dies is if it's caught in a net, or if something eats it in the ocean, predator. Other than that, lobsters do not die.
Wow. For the folks out there, the next time that Lynn and I do a show, which, we're doing these every 2 to 3 weeks, and
Yeah.
Scott will probably be on the next one as well. We'll have more videos, and we'll see if we can get some of the videos of what you're talking about, especially the machine. I remembered the question that I had.
Yeah.
You know, I've so this, I'm just gonna let the audience know where I'm at. This is kind of personal information, but you know what? It's worth it because this is where we're gonna see something. And so
Yeah.
I went on testosterone about 5 months ago, and
Okay.
there's 3 ways to take it. There's 3 ways to take it. So one is a cream, and you put it in your certain area. One is shots, and one is they cut your back open and they put in some pellets, and that's the one that I opted for. And I'm
Okay.
supposed to get those replaced, or not or upped, a new batch of pellets, I suppose, in the month of August. The reason I'm not going to do it is because between the Serona products and the LifeWave, which I'm honored to be able to take. And you want to be a product of the product. The only thing is with the overlap, because some people are like, what should I take? And I can't honestly answer the question. I don't know exactly what's going to do what. But that being said, I'm wondering, and because, in a couple months when I get back from Ireland, I'm going to get another blood test, and then it'll test my testosterone levels. And I think they were supposed to be around 700 to 750. I was down to 350, which is normal in the normal medical world. And then I think from from what I've learned, they were then like closer to 14 to 1500. That was the last time I was in. So, but that being said, instead of getting those pellets, I thought I would talk to you about which patches might be best for testosterone levels, which we brought this up before, but now I
Yep.
really need to know, because I want to try that out and then see where I'm at in a couple months once the pellets wear off, if you will. So what would be the way to have optimal testosterone from the LifeWave patches, which I'm going to be needing to know real soon, or maybe already
Yes.
doing so?
So I'll say two things, and for people's budgets. So at a minimum, we always say the X39 because it does a bit of everything because of its impact on stem cells. But that is more the long game. So we have 10 patches total are sold by the company. So if people want to try to enhance certain things or maybe speed them up, so we have a product called the SP6. The letter S is in Sam, P is in Paul, 6, and that is our hormone patch. And it does many other things, but it helps the hormones, it helps the organs. And I have testimonies about that. Um, the my personal, so, and this is not just, so you're talking testosterone, but the our sex hormones for women also, it's an issue. And so my personal trainer went on the patches, and she's in her 40s, within 4 months, because she had really been harmed in that area. So, Gracie, yeah, she had been really harmed in that area from the COVID vax. And so she started,
Oh, wow.
yeah, and other things. So you can't control a cat. So we'll just keep trying. By the way, Gracie loves her Eon patches. I'm just saying. She because they're also an anti-anxiety patch, and she has an anxiety disorder, which has helped greatly with the Eon patch because that helps there.
Anxiety and inflammation. What a combo.
Yes. Yes,
Right.
those are the two biggest things for the Eon are anxiety and yeah. So she's gonna probably come join us again because she loves Zooms. Those of you with pets, I'm a captive audience. So she knows I'm going nowhere, and so she thinks she's gonna get pets, and of course she is. Um, so, but yeah, so the SP6 is very, very helpful for that, as is a patch called Alavida, spell it Alabeda. My first recommendation, though, again, I do things based on budgets for people.
Sure.
So I recommend again, minimum X39, but I would add the SP6 on top of it. And you won't feel anything with the SP6 because it's like we don't feel our hair grow or our nails grow. We don't feel our organs and hormones. We don't feel them, thank God. Actually, I can't imagine that wouldn't probably be comfortable if we thought
Right.
that's grow. Uh, but that is the patch. And we're getting lots of testimonies on that from people. Matter of fact, I recommend people, if you want to hear testimonies on the product, on Sunday nights at 7:30 p.m. Eastern time. Go to Connie, the name Connie, Zoom.com. You'll hear Doc Talk, many practitioners, up to 1,000 people. On Monday nights, Michael Jaco has his Miracle Monday. You'll hear other testimonies there. That's at 6 o'clock Eastern time. And you'll hear stories like this. So I think it was 3 weeks ago on Doc Talk, because it's like you said, Joe, it's not something that people naturally want to talk about, but it's important because it's an issue for a lot of people. And a gentleman gave his testimony from the X39 and SP6 that now his testosterone levels are normal, and he can tell.
Okay. That's huge. Because I mean, I'll let people know it's about, for the pellets, it's nearly $1,000 for 5 months, which $200 a month, I mean, it's not over, way out there,
Yeah.
but it's not the most comfortable thing. I mean, they numb your back and they slice it, and it feels weird for a few days and gets a little bit itchy. And if I could do that from a patch instead, that's
Yes,
probably somewhere between $70 to $100 a month. And
cheaper than
yeah,
that. So, and with the patch, there are no drugs or chemicals in the patches. So there's nothing entering the body.
right.
It's the body's healing itself. And for the SP6, when you buy one patch, it's like $70. Two patches, and this would be for a month's supply. So when you buy, and this is called a sleeve, what they come in. So when you get one sleeve of the SP6, it's $70 for a month supply. You get 30. Two sleeves, it's $60 each. So you're getting like a 60-day supply. And when you buy three sleeves, they're $50 each. So you're getting a 3-month supply for $50 a month. That's the most cost-effective way.
Right, right. And the hack is, if someone wants to buy a few sleeves to set themselves up and get the deal, then they can switch another patch if they're on the monthly shipment. So you can play around with that, guys. I mean, you don't have to have the same monthly shipment. It just takes a little effort. But Lynn will let you know how to do all
Yeah,
that. I've been switching. I had to switch my monthly order
yeah.
recently too. But no, this has been great. I learned something every time I talk to you, and
Well,
I'm still with everything that we cover on the show. It feels like we're in some ways jack of all trades, masters of none, because we're inundated with so much information. It's hard to keep up. And at the same time, I've also been trying to take a break from some social media, because I need to be in nature more. I mean, obviously that's why I do the show in the trees as much as possible. But
yeah.
it's just such a gift. And like I've told the folks before, I heard about LifeWave about 8 years ago, but it really took Lynn for me to really resonate with the possibilities and what she's been through. And once again, I'll have you mention this every time. Can you please mention to the folks what it is you went through, without going into too much detail, as a child, so they can understand why I said yes to this? Because if you can heal, anyone can heal. So please remind them of that, Lynn, if you don't mind.
Yes, no, absolutely. I was trafficked from the time I was born until I was 5 years old. And simultaneously, I was taken to a U.S. University Medical Center for experimentation underground in conjunction with the government through MK Ultra programming. And I survived, and here I am. And when I started the patches, I within the first month, my PTSD and anxiety decreased by 70%, which is huge, huge. And so, yes, if I can do this, anyone can do it. And when it comes to like things like PTSD and anxiety, no promises, no guarantees, of course, but 100% of the people so far that have reached out for help, they have found relief, small to major within the first month. And those of you with that problem know even a small bit of relief is huge. But yes, and then beyond that too, the athletic, I used to wear glasses, now I don't, I just, I'm reverse aging before my own eyes, and people are telling I've been accused of having Botox. I have not, and it's just, I used to have IBS. I don't now. I used to have ear ringing, and that's almost, I could just go on and on and on. For every 6 weeks we wear the patches, we reverse age by 8 weeks, our
That's
body.
incredible.
Yeah.
Well, I'm excited to keep trying it out. Like I said, I'm not sure what
Yeah.
I'm feeling yet. I've only been on them a couple months,
Yeah.
so I'm still learning. And then for folks, if people want to learn more, or first of all, there's other meeting. Is it Connie's Zoom, CONNIE, then
Yeah.
Zoom.com? Okay,
Yes.
so
Yes.
that's
ConnieZoom.com.
okay. So that's what nights is that again? Is that Sundays?
Sunday night, and it's at I have to think it through my own mind, 7:30 Eastern time.
Eastern.
For those who are international, because like I know I have a lot people now in Europe and Africa who have also joined the team. So on Thursdays at 11:30, Thursdays at 12:30 p.m. So right after lunchtime, There's another conniezoom.com, and you just type that in, and you join the meeting, a couple clicks and you're in. But they created that for our European, international. So it's a better time for them. But that's the best place to learn even more about the patches, and hear from practitioners all the way from energy workers to MDs, everything in between.
Wow, that's awesome. And then if they want to learn more about the water machine, I mean, everything we've got the liveyounger.com/truthstream is our website. And if you have questions, there's Lynne's email. All this information has been rolling across the bottom the entire time.
Yep.
So yeah, I think we've covered everything and more. And like we were talking about, if they are interested in the water machine, is that also accessible through that website? I need to look. I don't know if that's updated yet or not.
So it's not on our website yet, and the reason
Okay.
why is it's not available for public purchase.
Got it.
However, those who sign up to buy at any level of our patches, when you buy the patches, you can sign up for the corporate newsletters, and they send a newsletter out once a week. So last week it was all things water machine,
Okay.
about the rollout and when it's expected and the pricing, and just so I would encourage people to sign up for that too, or ask me. I get emails all the time, and I'm glad to talk to everybody.
Awesome. Well, thank you. Well, I'm about to go to this
Yeah.
central part of the state and do some mountain biking with my buddies. And
Yeah.
I'm so glad we could squeeze this show in, because I'd rather do it sooner than later anyway. So
Yes,
I
me
think that
too.
anything else you want to say in closing? You always are inspiring to me, how positive you are and how radiant you are, especially considering what you've been through. It's amazing. I get a little emotional sometimes when you start talking about what you went through as a kid, because that's the whole reason Scott and I started the show.
Yeah, I mean, the war's for the children, right? That's why we're all bottom
Absolutely.
line doing what we do, including me. So I do want to encourage everyone, because if I can do it, you guys can do it. And there is so much hope out there. And these patches, they are the wearable med bed. I mean, I'll tell you what, Joe, in my mind, and here's Gracie again. Yeah, she loves the patches too. Sunday I'll show you how I patch her. But we are heading toward really good days. I know we have bumps in the road, but I honestly believe our best days are just ahead of us. And I often quote Ecclesiastes 3:3, a time to tear down and a time to build. We're seeing before our very eyes in our lifetime these corrupt systems being torn down. Every day we see it. Then comes the time to build. And we need to live long, healthy lives to build. Those of us who are awake, we're starting
Right.
to build now. We're going to keep building, and we have to be healthy to do it. And we're not going to be, I honestly, Moses, he died at 120, full of perfect health. It's just, he did something the Lord didn't like. And so the Lord said he was taking him home. Other than that, he was still going strong. I believe we're living past that, because there's work to be done, and we're the ones to do it. And what a time to be alive. And now we have products. There are several things that you offer, Joe, and this is one of them, the patches. We have products available now where we can leave the unhealth care system as best as we can at a slow pace. And I mean, we have marvelous days ahead. I'm super excited. And on a final thought, I'm excited to see if the X49 might affect your adventures over the next few days, because you're going to be doing major athletic things too. So it'd be interesting to see if you feel any while you do that.
Well, I'll be putting them on today. In fact, I had to give my 12 hours, and I got put my patches on here in the next hour or so. So
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you, Lynne.
You're
Awesome. Great
welcome.
update,
Good to see you.
everybody.
Yeah.
Her email is right below, the liveyounger.com/truthstream. Everything is right there. Like I said, it's been rolling across the stream or the bottom the whole time. And we'll be back for another update in the next couple weeks. All right. I will roll the outro, and we appreciate you guys. Take care. God bless. And see you soon, Lynne. Bye,
Thanks.
everyone.
Bye.
something about the world ain't right. The darkness lives in plain sight. In the ether, adjust your eyes. There are those that have no clue. You give them